This bracket season, FanDuel is letting you make the call. Because right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 extra bucks to bet on everything from clutch shots to last-second heartbreaks, and even who's cutting down the nets. If you've been waiting to join, there's no better time. There's tourney action almost every day, and FanDuel has amazing bet types like spreads, totals, game props, and so much more. So visit FanDuel.com/betbig and get in on the college hoops action all tourney long. National. Must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in D.C. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Kyle packed all shorts and t-shirts,
yes,
and not a sweatshirt
yes,
to be found.
Did. You got a phone with an app on it
For a sweatshirt?
No, like a weather app.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not saying you should check your sweatshirt app to see if it's sweatshirt weather. I'm saying you should check your weather app to see if it's sweatshirt
Thought
weather.
maybe you were thinking Amazon Prime.
Now up to bat, Dickie Pipsqueak. 3 murders on the year. Leads the league.
So I think we're airboxing with pulleys for limbless dogs. That's where we're at?
Yes.
Okay, good.
That I think you summarized it well. I look forward to that poll going up for all the pro-lammers, anti-turkeyers.
Again, this podcast is now dividing its listeners into pro-lamb or pro-turkey. We're dividing you among which food you like to eat once a year.
Yep.
Welcome in.
Oh boy. That does not sound it's uncanny. What you got over there? You got a new toy?
Oh! 88 of them, Steve.
Is that a full? I don't think that's 88.
Come on.
I don't know.
If it's not a full 88, what are we even doing here?
Yep.
That's about 88.
Yes. Oh boy. Yeah, we got a piano here. We got a piano in APS 3.0.
Much to your delight,
Boy.
if I read the group text message conversation about that correctly.
Well, I'm not as upset as I thought I was going to be because it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. It's actually it's a pretty slim design on the old organ there.
Yeah, it's like a junior idiot machine is what you have in your house. So, like you see with a normal keyboard, but it looks like they fancied it up with some plywood on the sides.
Some plywood legs
to call it a piano.
Yep.
So, yeah, as soon as I can figure out an avenue to get sheet music for Malt Shop Bop. So our first ever interaction with Kevin MacLeod, the genius behind
finally.
Malt Shop Bop. I put out a plea to him last week for the sheet music for Malt Shop Bop, that beautiful introduction song that we use every week. I was met with almost immediately, yeah, I did that on a whim. I don't have anything for it, was the gist of what he wrote back.
That was pretty disappointing. It was kind of a humble brag, too. Like, oh, it's just something I threw together in a minute.
Thing. Well, and then I replied, again, trying to flatter the man into liking us, because I don't know why I demand this, but I need Kevin MacLeod to like us. I was like, oh, well, thanks anyway, man. We use it every week. We love it. He didn't even like it.
No.
The response,
nothing.
he's just... I'm back at it with MacLeod, where I'm more frustrated by him than I enjoy it.
Yeah, a little disappointing. It's the Steve and Kyle podcast. It's Monday, August 13th, 2018, the year of our Lord. But yeah, we got a piano, an organ, I guess you would call it, a keyboard. I don't know what the difference is. Not an organ. An organ has like pipes, and they play it at the hockey game.
Nobody knows what the difference is, Steve. That's why people are sitting there, organ, piano, keyboard, and then everybody, is it a violin or a banjo or a fiddle or a guitar? Is that a recorder or a flute?
So we have one here. Here in APS 3.0 that Annette got from a coworker, and much to my dismay, it's here. Even though you're the one that said that you would be able to play it, I'm not sure why we have to suffer by keeping it here. But Annette brought it home from work last week, brought it downstairs and set it up, and then she said, hey, send me the song. So I sent her the Malt Shop Bop on loop. She was down here for about a half hour plucking away at it.
So it only took her a half hour.
Well, she didn't learn it.
Well, she was probably trying to maybe do the whole thing.
She was trying to do the...
Okay. And she spent about 30 on it, though, but did she get to a point where you could recognize what it was that she was playing?
Little pieces of it.
Okay.
So very small pieces of it. So, she's a musician, and this stuff is not easy, and that kind of proved it. But I'm sure that you...
Here. Now let me...
I'm sure that you, musical master, doer of all things fine, will be able to handle it. No problem.
Here's my question to you, and I'm going to put you in a bit of a tough spot, so feel free to wiggle out if you want.
All right.
In golf, there's different expressions regarding, how good of a golfer you are by calling a handicap golfer. What's your handicap? Scratch golfer means you play close to par, obviously, professional, whatever. If you had to rank, now you called your wife Annette a musician. If you had to use that type of terminology, Steve, where would you rank her, on the musician scale? Is she a scratch musician? Would you call her a pro musician? Like she'd be on the equivalent of the musician's tour?
Absolutely.
Amateur musician
she's
trying to get her tour card?
She's on the pro tour.
She's on the pro tour of just in general, the musician's tour in general.
Pro tour. She is traveling to Sawgrass.
Yep.
To all the other
the big one,
the other big golf courses.
Yeah, those long ones with the big holes.
Like the one from last weekend. She was there.
Okay, good. So she's going up against the Tiger Woods of piano players, the Phil Mickelsons of fiddlers.
Yeah.
The whole lot. She's in that category. Okay.
She's in the mix.
All right. She learned that in 30 minutes, just hearing it.
Well, again, she did not play it fully.
It sounds to me like you knew what she was playing and you were humming along with it.
Well, I knew through context of her saying, hey, send me the song that Kyle says he can learn.
So let's call her, she's got her tour card, but, she's Happy Gilmore out there for a little while, taking home those big checks just to make a living, right? That's what it seems like what we've agreed upon here in terms of the musician's tour.
Absolutely.
So take a guy and that's without sheet music, which, as all of us musicians know, is the...
us musicians.
Well, did you not just hear that? Which, as all of us musicians know, Steve, is the key to life. So if I could get someone, maybe even Annette, if I can convince her, to try to draw up a version of what she thinks the sheet music would be, that's fine. I don't know if any of us are expecting confusion, right? When we play the intro, you're not expecting it to sound like, wait a minute, was that the MacLeod version off my computer, or was that Kyle?
All right, here I have an opportunity for somebody listening to do our work for us.
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of people, at least, upwards of 2 people that Annette works with at the music shop that are familiar with this sort of thing, with what we need. We need something, we need a piece of music that we have the audio file. We need that translated into paper form, because apparently that's the only thing keeping Kyle from busting this out.
By the way, how is that not an app by now?
Yeah, you'd think
where I can play a song into my computer or phone and it fills it in. It might already be, and we're putting out the call for work for essentially someone to download an app and do it for us.
Yeah. So if somebody can do that for us, at Steve and Kyle on Twitter or Facebook.com/Steve and Kyle, send us a message, and we'll send you the MP3, and then you do the rest.
Yeah, please. That's it. That's the only thing holding me back right now from being able to play that introduction live every week on this podcast.
Sure.
Now, did you take a look at that? Because you seemed to think when you were talking about it a couple of weeks ago that you may be able to plug that directly into our upgraded mixer here.
Let's see. Let me take a walk over there.
Because that's kind of a key to judge the audio quality. Hey-o! To judge the audio quality of what I'm going to be doing, because what I'm going to do is not meant for the layman's ear. And so I need that uploaded directly to that through that mixer, so true musicians can judge it, because I won't accept judgment, Steve, and everybody, from people who aren't musicians. And I feel, I forgot to mention this last week. I visited my friend up in the Great White North, Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I talked about it at length. And his lovely bride, Erica, who plays the piano, plays instruments as well. I don't know if I'd put her like Steve did in the professional territory on the musicians tour, albeit, like Steve said, on the bottom third of the musicians tour is that. What Steve said, and his mic's malfunctioning, so he can't retort. But she told me
my mic is working fine.
I played a snippet of what I was of Malt Shop Bop where I was looking, and I said it's that, and it's 42 seconds long. We figured out. She has every faith. She thinks I can do it.
What? So someone who plays the piano. Why don't we get her to write the music then?
I don't think she's a listener. Chris, if you're listening, I hope you are.
She doesn't need to be. It's not like
true.
You could just send it to her.
If your wife Erica could make sheet music, I don't know how difficult that is. They have a child at home. I don't know if she has the time to do that in addition to working. Abandon all of those responsibilities, please.
Everyone's got children.
Immediately. And see if she will write the sheet music to that portion of Malt Shop. You found it?
We got a headphone jack
of Malt Shop Bop, so I could play it and prove everybody wrong, because that's the day where I walk in. We play the intro like it's a normal podcast episode. And it's a Steve and Kyle podcast, and I just go, and I say, you know what I do? I say,
can you carry things for a minute?
Oh, man, I already have. I'm already running out of gas. So that's the day when I can come in. I play that. We record the next episode like normal. Steve does his normal mumbo jumbo and babbling throughout the introduction. And I stand up, I say, suck it, and I take my headphones off and I walk out. Those polls went not in my favor, asking if I could play Malt Shop Bop. About 4-1. It was about 80-20 saying they didn't think I could play Malt Shop Bop on the piano. And I think the day that I can, that will be my biggest triumph. Now, I've had a lot of, I shouldn't even say that. I've had a few triumphs in my life. I don't think any will hold a candle to when I play Malt Shop Bop on the piano. Steve, we're just talking about Super Bowl 2019, early contenders, preseason week 1 last week.
Yeah.
Where were you? What were your thoughts on week 1 preseason action?
See the Dolphins?
Whew. That quarterback situation, right? Muddied at best. You heard it here first, Steve. The Dolphins not going to win the AFC East. Are you plugging it in? You seeing if it works?
I think so.
Ooh, that's a good sound.
All right.
You want me to go test her out?
Hold on. Let me adjust. Better podcast.
Don't blast everybody's ears out.
Better podcast would have done this in advance, but
you want to give her a ring?
Tickle those ivories a bit.
Oh boy, my fingers aren't warm. Do you think?
I think you'll be okay.
Okay, just know this isn't the actual keyboard, organ, piano playing because
right, yeah.
my fingers are not
Shut up and hit a key.
Warmed. Okay.
All right, let's hear it.
I can't hear it. Oh, it's through the headphones?
Yeah. It sounds fantastic. I mean,
you gotta Ray Charles it too when you play. You know, you gotta go.
put your headphones on, man. Let me go play.
Okay, go play.
It sounds so good.
Is this our new podcast?
Yeah.
We're just gonna play the keyboard.
We'll call it Piano Pals.
What I want. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh man, it sounds like a better version of the introduction to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yes.
That was beautiful.
Just slightly though.
So that's the newest sidecast. That's Piano Pals, but the image has to be like one of those double-decker pianos. But instead of it being like a double-decker piano, like a legitimate one, I want it where like
double-decker piano.
I think those exist. Where there's like two pianos on top of each other, like there's like two benches.
I've never seen one.
Well,
of them.
here's how it's good. This is how it's going to be then. The piano on top needs stilts, and it's going to be standing on the piano underneath it while I sit on your shoulders, and we're playing two separate pianos at the same time.
Double-decker? No, I don't think those exist.
Come on.
A double-decker piano.
Come on. Maybe you're typing it wrong. Did you spell the words right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got all three of them right.
You tried a two-story piano. Did you type that in? Double pianos, keyboard. Okay, this is a thing of my dreams. I feel like maybe a rock band has used it before, like a music
Styx
group.
or something.
Yeah. But that's what we're going to do. But ours
I'll
is going
tell
to
you
be...
what. If there is a double-decker piano, you know where you can hear about it. On Piano Pals.
On Piano Pals. Oh, boy, that's what we need. And the logo, like all the letters on the logo have to be like keys. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh,
Piano
man.
Pals. Boy, we just need people to fill the seats, Steve, of these other podcasts we're doing.
Yeah.
You and I only have so much time in the week, and apparently that
only
time
so much.
is enough to do one podcast. But we've got History of the Mystery we've got to get people onto. We've got Cheers Chat, but there's a dozen of these other sidecasts we need to get going. We just need volunteers to join the network.
But you heard it here first, though. The latest and greatest podcast from the Lispin Podcast Network, Piano Pals.
And maybe, here's what I'm thinking, in lieu of the double-decker piano, the logo, you got your top P in piano, but the tail on the P goes down and is also the backbone of the bottom P.
Oh, that's nice.
But it's got a swoop.
Or the L in Pals.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need a lot of swooping, though, on those letters, because it's a fancy podcast. We're talking
Phillip,
and playing pianos for crying out loud.
Get on this. Get on this.
You've heard the ideas, Philip. Thank you very much. Speaking of that, we need to very quickly reference what can only be described as one of the greatest interpretations ever from last week's episode.
Which one was that? What did
That is where I described my dream of you standing in your cactus lawn with your arid water, no water to be found, your drought-filled yard, wearing Crocs with a FBI federal boob inspector shirt, cut-off sweatpants shorts.
Sweatpants, yeah.
And a Make Boobs Great Again hat. While your stupid magical fountain water or sprinkler is going off next to you because you had said for a few weeks before you got these things fixed, when they would go off, apparently they would either shoot in the air straight up like a fountain, or because that was taking so much of the water pressure, the one in the zone next to it would dribble.
Yeah, think of it like if you have a leaky faucet, and it's just kind of like drip, 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 drip.
I will.
So yeah, Philip's imagination is incredible.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
hang on. We did the heavy lifting.
Our imagination is incredible.
Yes.
Philip just has the hand. Has a great way of putting that to paper.
Yeah, we're doing the heavy lifting. Thanks for your fingers, Philip. Great.
Why are we mad at him?
I don't know. I appreciate all the artwork. It's actually very kind. It's very kind of him to even waste his time doing this. He has made his idea very known, though, Steve. He is making a big push for the merch store.
Yeah.
I see his comments to other people. Wants this stuff on items. I don't blame him. I want it as well.
It's going to happen. We got a lot in the works, though. We have to call back the billboard guy still, which we have decided we are doing it during this episode.
Yeah, when are we going to do that?
It will happen. Do you just... should we do it right now?
I mean, listen, last time we got a call... I got a call from this gentleman.
It was like 3 weeks ago.
It was like... So it was 3 weeks ago. He called it like 3:55, and when I asked how long he was going to be there...
He said
very nondescript.
1 more minute.
Yeah, it was like, well, 5 p.m.'s quitting time, but in the billboard sales game, 3:50 is overtime.
Yeah.
So, you know what? To be safe, before we get more sidetracked than we already are, we should probably call this person back. Do you have that phone number handy?
You could just forward that over to me right
Okay, send you that message. Oh, boy. This is exciting. So now this is, for any newer listeners, which I hope this isn't too new, that we are trying to attain a billboard in anywhere, Ohio.
I think that the town we had initially settled on was Van Wert, Ohio. Turns out that is not close to Decatur, Illinois.
No,
but is very close to Decatur, Ohio.
Do you think your radio show would go better there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Just as fun to visit?
So, yeah, we did a GoFundMe, which not really sure if the money is still ours or not, since we haven't been able to get a direct deposit to work.
That's something we need to look into a little more as we prepare to call the man and haggle for money and negotiation.
I have a lot of confidence that this will work out.
Now, to my knowledge, you've never tried to buy a billboard.
No, this is not my forte.
Neither have I. So right now we need to figure out, how do we want to play this? Do we want to play it cool, calm, collected, like we know what we're doing? We've been in the billboard game for years. Mm-hmm. Or do we just come out with it, tell them we have not a clue in the world, and tell them we're suckers?
Ooh, or we do good cop, bad cop. Well, I'll say, hey, Joe, how are you, man? Was hoping to...
Hey, Joe, shut your mouth. We're here to get something. You're going to give it to us.
Hey, Kyle, you calm down. Joe's our friend. We can't talk to him like that. I'm so sorry, Joe.
I don't want any friend whose mother died because they hated him.
Wait. So you're going to do background research to find out how the guy's mother died?
This is all.
That seems really mean.
Incredibly off the cuff and uncalled for. And I apologize. I didn't even said this to the man. And I apologize to Joe and anybody who knew Joe's mom or knows Joe's mom.
You should apologize.
So I don't know if that's going to work.
Okay, so we're going to give Joe a call back right now because was it Joe?
I think it was Joe who called me. Yeah,
it was Joe or Jim. I thought I remember.
It was a J, because I remember I left a voicemail initially with a lady, and apparently she big-timed us down to junior salesman J.
Well, either that or she knew that there were a couple of whales on the phone, and she thought, I can't handle this. This one's too big of a client. Better pass it off to an expert.
I think it would be in our benefit to play dumb, not play dumb, but to come right out with it. Tell them
show them all our cards right off the bat.
Yep. And then if it doesn't work out, I mean, what are there? 1 million companies selling billboards nowadays? We just go to the next one. It's a burgeoning advertising industry, Steve.
All right. So we are now. I got his number right here. So let me hit this. And all right, we are calling Joe.
Tell me they're ducking out at 2.
Hello, this is Joe.
Hey, Joe. How are you? This is Steve and Kyle calling from the Steve and Kyle podcast. We had called you a couple weeks ago. We're trying to get information on the cost and all the specifics for a billboard in, I believe it was Van Wert, Ohio.
Okay.
You know, we're going to be pretty upfront with you here. We're new to the billboard game, so we don't understand how it all works. So I guess any info you have for us based on, cost and what it, to get it up in time frame, that would all be very appreciated.
Sure. And did you have a time frame that you were looking? I mean, if you were looking to go at some point in time, did you have a particular month that you were looking to start, or?
Really sometime this fall.
Okay. What I can do, it's probably easier to maybe send you some information on how billboards work, basically how we sell them on a 4-week term, and then include rates, because I can give you different rates depending on how many months you decide to go, or if you decide to include any other boards besides that particular board in the campaign. I can show you discounted rates that way as well, and then your production cost to produce a poster.
Sure.
There's also discounted rates there if you do multiple of the same design.
Okay.
I can get you all that information and email it to you, and then give you what's available on that particular panel, plus some other boards there in Van Wert.
Just in general, do you have an estimate production cost you mentioned?
For a poster size, it's $150 for one poster.
Okay.
Perfect.
What is poster size?
Poster size is about 10 feet 5 inches by 22 feet 8 inches.
Oh, beautiful.
Now, one question for you regarding that. What happens to that when the time is done? Like, does that just get ripped up and thrown away?
Well, they recycle them because we don't use paper anymore for our short-term campaigns. We use what they call a poster flex material. It's a very thin material that is one piece, and it'll hook into the frame of the board, and they'll stay up and look nice compared to the old paper that we used to use with the paste and that. So
would we be able to get that?
But yeah, you can, if you want it, you can have it back. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, we'd make the trip for that. Where are you personally based out of, Joe?
I'm personally based out of Lime, Ohio, or a satellite office of the Toledo office.
Okay. So do you know anything about Van Wert or the area?
Yes, I do.
Pretty hot commodity over there. A lot of factories, a lot of traffic.
Actually, yeah. It's right where that board is. Particularly, there's a Eaton Manufacturing or Eaton Corporation there that's a manufacturer, and they got Cooper Farms over there. That's the turkey farm. Right there on 127 North.
Perfect.
So they've got some pretty nice manufacturing plants there.
Great.
Okay, I'll work on that today and should have it to you probably sometime tomorrow morning.
One last question for you, Joe.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have one particular billboard? And I'm not disparaging any of your billboards at all, but, one in an area that's less trafficked that you haven't been able to put anything on in a long time, like a couple of years or whatever long term that hasn't been filled?
Like it just has that want to advertise here with a phone number on it and no one's ever called about it?
I don't know if it's been over a year, but I've got a couple in mind that might fit that.
Okay.
Fit that description. There's I'd have to see exactly how long it's been, but are you looking for something maybe to put in a longer term?
Well, what we're saying is, Joe, we're willing to negotiate. We're just looking at, who knows?
You throw if you know those, or you can pull them up offhand wherever they happen to be in Ohio. If you could send information on those or whatever one along as well, that would be greatly appreciated, mainly because, we're trying to help you out too here, Joe. We want to let's get that one off the longest running, neglected list, and get some word of mouth out there.
Yeah, bonus points if it's on like County Rural Road number 7 or something like that.
Yeah,
like
extra
road or something like that.
Yeah, extra bonus if it's in someone's front yard.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I understand that. Yeah. Okay, I'll put together. What I'll do is I'll do a separate one list for those.
Sounds good.
Then the rest I'll just put together on one map.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Joe. We appreciate your help.
You're welcome.
See ya.
All right. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, this is actually going to happen.
I don't believe it.
So Joe,
wait.
The billboard said, which by the way, I only think it was Joe.
Well,
he never corrected us, but he might.
Right.
Be.
He may just be one of those polite guys that won't correct you because he's a salesman.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to turn off a potential client.
We're gonna get that email from him, and it's gonna be like Jeffrey
or Ronaldo.
Yeah. No J to be found. Oh boy.
Okay, so many things to recap. One, production costs
unbelievable,
well within our budget.
Yeah, we can make
That's
that
incredible.
work.
$150, no problem. The fact that we can have the billboard.
That's a deal breaker for. Well, not a deal breaker, but
that's a deal maker for me. We're going to get that.
We're either going to use your pay for points transfer system app.
Yeah. No money.
No
just
money.
Points.
Just points that don't have value to anybody else other than you.
Yeah. No numerical or no monetary value.
Yeah.
Just transfer points or driving points.
Again, this is a less financially responsible
let's not get
method
lost
than
up.
Amway. But okay, so we're either going to use Steve's pay for points scam, or we are making or do we each plan our visit now the day it's coming down?
We stay overnight.
So we pour a little out as it's coming down.
No,
and then we take it from the people.
No, I don't want to do that because you know what'll happen? Something will get messed up, and they'll say, "Oh, we took it down yesterday," and then
right,
and then we drove there for nothing.
Oh, that would be the world's biggest shame is if we plan it and we don't get to see our own billboard.
I think what's happening is we're making 2 trips to Van Wert. So now you heard Joe.
Patrick? Was it Patrick Monahan? Who works in Van Wert.
Yeah, if he could pick that up for us.
It's you heard him. It's like 10 inches by 22 inches.
Or feet.
Oh, that was feet he was describing.
Feet. Yeah, that would be that would be a very small billboard.
I guess I assumed he was talking about it. So, okay, all you need, and don't fold it. We need the integrity saved, so you're going to have to roll it.
Yeah, roll it.
And don't tape it, because you don't want to rip the...
Yeah, and then just send us a 10-foot long paper tube. Just stuff it in one of them. And
yeah, so buy like 45 movie poster tubes and just slide it through all of them.
Yeah.
And send that to us. No charge to us, of course, because you're a big fan.
I can't believe that. Well, first of all, we finally made the call.
Yeah, that was. I'm surprised. I think, and you heard it there too when you mentioned, like, yeah, we called a few weeks ago about this billboard. Yeah, I feel like he knew, and because
I was ready to bail right there when I said, yeah, we called a few weeks ago. We're hoping to get some info on the cost of a billboard. Okay.
Oh, just skin crawlingly uncomfortable.
If you hadn't jumped in and said something, I would have said, gotta go.
Changed
Bye.
our mind. See you later. In my mind, he remembered because how many cold calls do billboard salesmen get?
0.
That man is in his 60s. He's probably the junior billboard salesman.
He sounded like he was probably our age.
Like senior citizen looking to be retired, and he only had to take our call because the one lady in the office older than him didn't want to deal with the big whale client. We make him wait for 3 weeks, which again, I think there's probably like a couple of books that would say that's a smart business tactic.
That's true. He was waiting.
Isn't that somewhere in Art of the Deal?
I'm sure
don't return the call for 3 weeks.
I'm sure something in there is relatable to something that was in the Art of the Deal.
So that's it, man.
Tomorrow, we will have an email. That means I may actually turn that email account on my phone back on.
Yeah.
Has anything else come in?
No, let me check because I feel like he may have just been, I could write that. Like, how long does that take to actually do? Especially for a guy, a billboard salesman.
He's got 1 sheeters already.
Yeah, for everywhere we're looking, we have nothing new for now. Now it's been about 3 minutes.
Now, how do billboard sales work?
Do we tip?
Is this? Well, I don't think we tip, but I mean, is this like when I go into Best Buy and I'm buying a TV and it's like the price? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Or is this like when I'm going to a car lot?
Yeah, you can haggle.
Like, do I want that? Okay, I got that. pretty sweet looking Civic there.
Yeah.
Oh, but the sticker says 11.5. Well, let me offer him 10.5.
Yeah, I've only got 10. I
10
feel
out
like
the door. No taxes.
I feel like it's
Screw
more.
you, Uncle Sam.
You read on the title. I paid $40 for you. I feel like it's more haggleable.
Haggable.
Because the little screenshot that I believe it was Betsy who sent us the screenshot of this one that we talked to Joe about had like a price range. Now I don't know if that's based on time of year or whatever, but we made sure because I double checked this billboard not illuminated.
Nope. But you heard Joe say it's by the factories and the turkey farm.
How are we not getting a podcast walkthrough of the turkey farm? No, I don't want to see I want to see a bunch of happy turkeys.
Okay.
I don't want to see the part where my Thanksgiving's getting ready.
Hear me
out. Raphael's Easter.
Hear me out. The billboard. Yeah. Stephen Cobb Podcast logo. And it just says, "Thank you, farmers, for making us number one in Turkey Town."
Okay, so we're going to cater the billboard, this 10.5-foot by 22-foot monstrosity, to one turkey farmer down the road.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are numerous farmers that work there.
Why don't we just be more direct? Hey, turkey farmers, why aren't you, and it's just you and I, like the whole billboard is you and I pointing our fingers straight away.
Oh, like an Uncle Sam,
yes,
I want you, yeah.
But each of us is going to have a turkey in our arms. Can you hold those? They get mad? Turkey's Angry Bird?
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Is the turkey an angry bird, Steve? Do you know?
It's a nervous bird. No, that's chicken.
That's chicken, according to Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh, yeah.
So chicken's a nervous bird, which means turkey's a manly bird.
What is the real difference between a chicken and a turkey?
Can one of them fly?
Oh, boy.
Hey, boy. This is that territory we get into that we shouldn't. And we end up getting people mad that we don't know that Prince Louis is the nephew of Duke George or whatever those idiots named it.
Where the almonds have a shell or something.
Our almonds and shell.
All right, so we probably should have known that one. But,
I'll stand by our lack of knowledge about the royal family, though, any day of the week. So, yeah, I don't know if a turkey is like holdable. Are they going to be going crazy? But I want a picture of you and I, turkey under each arm, pointing straight and going, "Hey, Turkey Town."
Turkey Town.
Why aren't you, underlined, listening to the best local podcast around?
It's a bit wordy, but...
well, you got a lot of... It's just 10.5 EU size 12 font. We're in business.
I think that... oh, man. I'm so excited about this trip. Now, you heard Joe. He didn't even balk at the idea of this fall. Because to me, I'm picturing football weather. Like it's gonna be a brisk day that we're driving down to Van Wert. He didn't seem to think that was going to be an issue. I was a little worried he was going to say like, "Oh, sorry, we're all booked up this year. We can get you in next summer."
Yeah, like the next availability we have for that parcel is June of 2020 or something stupid. I think, and here's what I think. Joe is a salesman, okay? And he's a salesman in a dead industry. Mm-hmm. More dead than radio.
Yeah.
I think that last little tidbit when I asked him about, your longest stagnant billboard, I think that's a ploy. Don't tell me you don't have billboards that have been idle. One of the legs is broken, so it's leaning. It's got one light bulb, but it's like, 10 watts.
Yeah.
And it's in someone's lawn. They sold some space to this company back when billboards were booming. That has been idle.
When was that?
60s? When were billboards a thing? Because before television was like a mainstay, so I'm guessing it has to be before the 70s at that point. To the point where maybe radio was too expensive.
Yeah.
Well, no, because the interstate system in the 50s, it has to be the 60s. So the heyday of billboards had to be the 1960s. That's my guess.
That sounds about right.
So, Bob and Janine own their big acreage in the middle of Ohio, and this advertising company comes and says to them, we want to buy, that 100 square feet and put a billboard there. We'll pay you, handsome amount of money for it. That's
plus free product. Whatever product,
right.
like if we're advertising Ovaltine, free Ovaltine.
And we'll give you a free podcast.
There you go.
You're welcome. So
you're welcome, Van Wert. You're welcome.
Maybe that's what the billboard should say. So that's honestly, I think, the heyday, and that's the billboard we want. Is that one in the yard hasn't been used in 5 years. So I think Joe's leading us on. I haven't had any that haven't been used in a year. Like, get real. Anybody can drive through their town, big or small, and say, boy, look at that garbage piece of lumber with a torn sign that says, call this number now to advertise. Nobody's done it in forever.
So here's what we're thinking. This billboard goes up this fall. We're going to have a bit of a pilgrimage out to the billboard. May just be me and you.
It's fine.
Maybe me, you, and one other person.
Yeah.
Don't know. But I think we decided that we were going to... Fricker's Chicken. If this ends up being in Van Wert, because while this is the first one and the best one that I think would fit, listen, the advertising strength say it's near factories. This has Steve and Kyle podcast written all over it. Maybe it's a picture of us with, hard hats and grease on our face saying, hey, factory workers. We're right there with you.
Yeah, we know the daily grind. Try to escape with Steve and Kyle.
Sure, you're probably not allowed to listen in the factory due to safety concerns.
But tell OSHA to stick it.
And listen to us on the ride home in your pickup truck. Right, farmer?
And it's you and I in a pickup truck with hard hats, greasy face, and a dog in between us.
Of course.
Because that's how we get home from the factory
that's
every
America
day.
Right there.
And a 6-pack with 2 missing of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Right, that we're drinking
on
the ride home.
Yep. Boy, we're going to need a photographer for this. So,
I feel like this may be just outside of Philip's abilities.
So that's what we want to do this fall. We want everybody to join us. Again, hypothetically, Van Wert, Ohio. It'll be on a Saturday, some Saturday, ideally in the fall. Meet us there if you can. Clear your Saturdays from now till Christmas because we can't narrow it down any further than that.
And if you donated to the Billboard cause, we will buy you a drink. What
Pond Scum.
Oh, the Pond Scum. Yeah, right. We'll buy you the drink, Pond Scum.
Yeah, there's an
if
alcoholic
you show
drink.
up and you did not donate, you're getting literal Pond Scum.
There's no chance if I walk into Fricker's Chicken and I go up to the barkeep, I'll have 8 Pond Scums, please, that he or she has
no chance.
Any idea what I'm talking about.
No, because I bet Fricker's is the kind of place where they have like 3 beers on tap and 2 of them are Budweiser.
2 of them are Budweiser. 1 is like a craft beer that they haven't changed the keg in 6 years.
Yeah, it's like Bicentennial Ale.
Yeah, because it's been sitting there since the Bicentennial. So that's the plan.
It's exciting, man.
Now it kicks into high gear. Again, I know we've asked for it a few times, but now you heard it. This is real. We need any ideas you have. What do you think should be on the billboard? Whether it be a picture of us, what picture of us, a slogan, acronym we've used, whatever.
I think we got to keep it simple. Personally, I'm thinking logo at the bottom, SteveandKyle.com, and then at the top, I think like Van Wert's #1 podcast or Van Wert's. How about something like a podcast for Van Wert by 2 hometown boys?
Do we put the asterisk next to hometown and put hometowns are actually Grand Rapids and New Jersey?
Yeah. We have our own hometowns. It just doesn't happen to be yours.
A few notes on your idea. A disturbing lack of costumes. Just enough pandering, though.
Well, we also don't want it to be too busy that no one knows what's going on.
You designed a candy bar wrapper with like 16 starbursts that you want on there.
What are you talking about? This is a simple.
No, the wrapper as it stands is fine. You wanted to add like a 4-inch starburst to it with a price point.
Yes, comma, just 79 cents, comma, for you, comma, the working man. But apparently Zach didn't take our instructions to heart because he never did it.
And now you're going to lecture me on being busy.
Well, look.
Okay.
A candy bar, no one's gonna get in an accident because they're reading a long label on a candy bar. I don't want people driving off the road and crashing through frickers because they're reading a novel on a billboard.
Our billboard. Now, here's where we have to come to a decision. Now, if it's going to be some type of photograph of us, are we going to be those? We have to wear our own merch, right? We have to get some shirts made.
I feel like that's a bad idea.
I disagree. What do? We got to look the part, and we got to support our own brand that doesn't exist.
What if this really takes off? And, we're getting invited by the mayor? The mayor of the
village council?
And, we're throwing out the first pitch.
At
the key to the city.
The Van Wert long nappers. No, what was that old fable? Van Winkle. The Van Wert Van Winkles. And their logo is just a sleeping old man
with a long beard. Yep, the Van Wert Van Winkles.
So you and I, we've got our personalized Van Wert Van Winkle shirts on, and we're out there with, their $5 novelty long beards.
Yeah.
And we each throw out a ceremonial first pitch. Okay. Is there a minor league team near Van Wert? Are we going to make a whole? Should we make a whole day of this thing?
Baseball in Van Wert, Ohio. Oh boy, it didn't fill in. The Van Wert Buckeyes.
The Van Wert Van Winkle. Okay.
Oh, we're a minor league baseball club.
Oh.
In 1908. So we just missed them by 110 years.
Damn. If we had this brilliant idea when your great-great-great-grandfather mixed the sauce and the gabagool off the boat from Italy.
Yeah. So we just missed it by a century and a little bit more.
Is that 5 scores?
Yeah. All right. Class D, Indiana, Ohio League. Wow. That sounds like some good ball there.
So they traveled all the way from Indiana to Ohio.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I'm happy. I'm excited.
I'm glad we finally, we don't have to do anything.
For now. Yeah, and then the haggling
By the
begins.
time you're listening to this, though, we will be well underway with the planning.
We have... I think it's easier to haggle via email, so I think we have an advantage now. Because now we can tough talk Joe a little more via email.
Like if he sends us back, I don't know, man. I feel like if the artwork's only $150, a 1 month billboard, it's not going to be more than another $350, right?
And I know he said, we do 1 month packages. Listen, Joe, we'll talk about the duration.
Look,
okay, Joe the salesman, do you want this commission or not?
Dealing with some pros here.
Yeah,
dealing with some pros.
We are about to be able to call ourselves billboard veterans. So, Philip, get those business cards updated.
Yeah.
I know you have something like podcast host under each of our names. You're going to have to add to that billboard veteran. I want that on the back of my license plate.
I think what we need to do, too, is we need to spruce up the website a bit, StephenKyle.com. We need to really make it look good because I feel like we're going to be getting a bit of traffic.
Best case scenario, local news. It's been sitting up there for 2 weeks, silent. Nobody knows what the hell the Stephen Kyle podcast is doing in Van Wert, Ohio. And we get somebody from a local news or the Van Wert Van Winkle newspaper, because that's their whole theme of the town, right?
Yeah.
Has to reach out and ask us, hey, can we talk to you about what the hell you're doing in Van Wert, Ohio?
We'll say, just so happens we'll be there next week. You send the crew.
Oh, man.
I can't wait to talk to Van Wert's finest news people. Oh, man. It's going to be big. It's going to be so big.
That's the dream. This is it, man.
Finally. This is taking off.
On the topic, Steve, of baseball and athletics.
Oh, that's right. The big game.
This is big news, man.
I missed. Last week was I was in. Where was I? Chicago. I was in Chicago for radio camp.
Didn't
Wednesday.
make a trip back like we discussed.
What was I supposed to do?
We talked about you either staying here and
sure.
or
as soon as I
back.
got there, I was supposed to turn around and come back.
I mean, flights are pretty cheap. It's a 30-minute in the air flight thing.
Yeah, I was supposed to come back, but didn't.
You didn't.
So I missed the game. Now I missed this. Actually, I missed 2 games because we were supposed to play one game at 6:15.
Yes,
the 6:15 game. If
the
we
semifinals.
if we won that, we would advance to the championship game.
Yeah,
I'm extremely disappointed that I missed it. I know what the outcome was, but I need to know the story behind the story. What happened?
Yeah,
because I have a lot of questions. I want to know what happened. I want to know how the game went.
Well, Steve, like all good stories.
Should I bring up the music from The Natural?
Like all good stories, Steve.
Yeah.
What if I told you?
Oh, you mean that music?
No, I don't want that. I don't know if I could go for a minute on what happened last week.
I'm pretty sure you could.
The semifinal game, I'll say this, was much more interesting than the final. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't say that. Equally interesting, but we just like to point out the some of the odd things that happen in these games. And I think we talked about this gentleman earlier this season, and it was... what if I told you? One season removed from an Achilles injury.
Oh, boy.
A team could rally.
Well, I mean, it was just you with the
What if I told you?
The whole team didn't tear.
What if I told you that one season removed from having to leave a city because Steve almost got in a fist fight with a large man in a parking lot, that team could overcome all the odds?
All of them?
That team could not only make the championship game, Steve, that team could win a Tier 3 championship.
Woohoo!
ESPN Films presents Softball Championship. Why? Well, ESPN.
Softball championship. Why?
Somehow this happened, Steve, and we won. I don't know how we... Now, we finished 6-4 in the regular season, which is almost definitively middle of the pack.
Yeah. Now, I obviously I was gone on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Busy all afternoon and all evening. We got to Chicago. We had a dinner with some friends.
Yeah, real busy.
So sitting in a restaurant, sitting in a Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah, otherwise, I'd never eat dinner if I skipped this dinner.
Boy, it was so good though. It was a great dinner. I think
grinding away.
I'm willing to bet that anyone would skip a game for the meal that I had. It was
13
fantastic.
grown men grinding away trying to win honor.
13.
Yeah, we had a couple extras.
I was going to say
trying to win honor for the names on our for the you know what for the logo on the front of the jersey, Steve. They weren't trying to win honor for the names that aren't on the back.
Where were these people all season?
Yeah,
we had 13.
It's a bit rough. Well, what had happened was heading into the game, we were told we were going to be down, I think, 4 people. You being one of them, our third baseman being one of them, our shortstop being one of them. And I forget, but I thought there was a 4th.
Oh, so Kevin. Oh, that's right. Kevin's wife.
So, day of. Kevin's. I can make it.
Now, his wife just gave birth?
Has
given?
Not?
Okay, because I know that...
I don't know yet.
I know she was due, over the weekend.
Yeah.
So he was, the whole time leading up to it, he was like, I don't know. Totally understandable, obviously. Yeah. If she's in the hospital pushing, he's probably not going to be.
Sure.
I'll see you later, darling.
Sure.
Got a big game to win.
And then our third baseman. Hey, I'm going to make it. So we had already gotten a few extras before that. Good. And then, but then they show up. But then, of course, 30 minutes before game time. Hey, highway's at a standstill. One person. Hey, highway's at a standstill. Second person.
Okay.
Hey, you're not going to believe this. I'm not moving in traffic. Third person.
Okay.
So again, we barely start the game. The game's about to start with 9. We're batting. We end up getting barely 10. Another disaster, like it always happens that way.
Yep.
In this game, we talked about this gentleman a little bit. The starting shortstop is about 5-6 weeks ago, and we played him the first time. We were down like 16 runs immediately, and then somehow just kept hanging on, never getting mercy to end up losing by 2 runs.
Yeah.
26-24.
That was the team that I believe that the game ended because I got
Double play.
doubled up. Yeah,
you got doubled off on the base paths.
Yeah, still annoys me, but I did take. It wasn't that bad because that second baseman had to make a great play.
Sure.
So it's not like the ball like bounced off my head or I tripped over my shoelaces or something. Right. So I didn't feel terrible about it. Sucked that we lost, but whatever.
So we were looking for a little blood from this team.
Yeah, of course. Got to injure them.
First,
hit them with a bat.
If I remember the game correctly, we started off immediately down 5-0.
All right, that's rough. Cy Nolan, Ryan Young having a little trouble out there finding the sweet spot.
I'll say I almost walked off again.
Okay,
same kid, shortstop, same exact scenario as last game, where I was begging the team to walk this kid after he hit a first pitch 325-foot home run. First pitch, 2 runners on. I'm standing behind the mound. I stand up, stand off the plate, and I have 4 fingers, and I'm tapping 4 on my chest to try to get Chris's attention. Hey, Chris, 4. And then I forget what else, but essentially to imply, let's walk this guy. Mm-hmm. First pitch, man, I saw this thing coming down a barrel to this guy's bat, 320 feet.
All right.
Dead center field. It's like, you got to be kidding me. It's happening again. Why are we pitching to this guy? I can't do it anymore.
Right.
Like, next time, I'm just going to throw my glove in the way of his bat so he can't swing. Right?
Okay.
So he hits that first inning home run. We're down 5-0. I don't remember what happens in the middle innings. I really don't. I don't remember the score. There's a lot of game going on. What I do remember is one of the subs we had, who was a baseball player, but I find that for the first game or for the first at-bat or two, the transition is relatively tough trying to adjust. It's just a lot slower. Mm-hmm. And it's, you're not used to it, and your bat speed and everything doesn't adjust as well. I think a lot of baseball players would agree. So one of the kids hits a little dribbler, but he gets on base. He's through whatever, on first.
Here we go. Rally.
I want to say,
you guys have your rally caps on?
Yes.
Where you put them on backwards and inside out?
Yeah, I did that in the first inning.
Yeah.
He gets
never too early to start a rally.
Right. He gets a race going to second. Now, again, this is the middle innings, and I'm sitting in the dugout. He starts walking back to the dugout, and I hear him turn around and say something like, next time it'll be in your teeth.
This is our player?
Our player. And I was like, that's a weird thing.
Because you don't normally say that.
You
don't normally say that in a funny way. Like,
yeah.
Like, next time it'll be in your teeth.
I'm like, I forget about it for a second. He's in the dugout, and I go, oh, hey, what happened out there? He goes, yeah, that guy was like, nice one. You really got a hold of that. And who do you think it was?
Of course.
Our buddy at shortstop.
Now, did he have his his softball champion shirt on?
And track pants. And his, super reflective player sunglasses on. Mm-hmm. So and his retort was, watch for the next one. It'll be coming at your teeth.
Okay.
Like, that's fine. I wouldn't even know what I would have said. Good. I can't hit the ball hard enough to threaten someone like that.
I like it. I like where this is going.
So the next pitch is our batter hits a grounder to who?
Shortstop.
Right to shortstop. And you might as well have turned on yakety sax. In my memory, he kicks a leg up, his arm's one way, his head's looking up at the sky, his hat's falling, and he's got a bubble gum bubble blowing. Ball rides everywhere, gets through him, and now I'm mad. Because I'm already assuming we're going to lose this game. I said last time this team put a hurting on us. So I jump out of the dugout, Steve. Hey, hello, boy! And I'm yelling at this man, I calling him bozo and welcome to the clown show and amateur hour. Like, I'm screaming.
Good.
And he won't even look our direction.
I am thrilled I wish now more than ever that I was there.
He heard the first interaction with the base runner who was erased, and then he heard this. So the umpire, in between first and second base, puts his hands up in the air and starts walking in the middle of the field and goes, hey, I'm getting a little worried here. Is everything all right? Everything good? And to this kid's credit, the shortstop who started it before I escalated it goes, no, we're all good, just having fun. Because he knows if it comes back that this guy, like, again, you're talking trash on a tier 3 slow pitch softball team. It's stupid. So if you're going to do that, we hadn't said a peep to this kid all game, but if you're going to do that, I'm going to chirp back much louder than that.
Yeah, of course.
So
That's
after
the
that,
fun of it.
Yeah. So after that, not a word from that kid. But oh my goodness, I think he was embarrassed.
So after, like, the rest of the game,
nothing.
There was nothing.
Nothing that I remember.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything from him. We end up going up. We're up like 5 runs. I go, and jokingly I say, "Hey guys, we put up 5 here. We're going to the championship as in a mercy." But he laughs. We put up 4. Next inning, sure enough, we stop them. The other team, they can't hit. We put up 1. We win via mercy.
What?
Going to the championship.
5 innings, 4 innings?
6. I think it did go 6.
Okay. All right.
I can't believe it.
Love it. Team Remax.
So
now in the championship game.
Yeah. And it should be said, there was a bit, not an altercation, but there was an issue with some umpiring in the first game in regards to our pitcher and a batter. Chris was a little bit worried. They had a left-handed batter who was doing one of those postures where he liked to really walk into the ball forward. So his feet were way, like he had his back foot way, like essentially out of the batter's box.
Okay.
And his front foot in, but it was like a really wide stance, and then he'd take a big step into it. Mm-hmm. And we played that team. They beat us. They're hard hitters. So I see in the middle of these innings and at the end of the game, Chris and this umpire 5-6 inches away at the home plate, and Chris pointing at places on the dirt and the base. Mm-hmm. So I walk out there and I hear Chris saying, "I'm just telling you, I still have this," which he still does. Scars of a hematoma on his shin from last year. He goes, "I had this last year. I'm not having that again." And so they finally split up, and I tell the umpire, I'm just saying he's been hit a lot. And I say, if he gets hit again, because you're not going to call somebody out of the batter's box, you can't have a foot out of the batter's box.
Yeah. That's why it's there. It's what the batter's box is for. It's for the batter to stand in.
I said, he's going to be pissed. Just so you know. Yeah, I know. No, I know. I didn't see it. So the next game comes up, and now I'm watching. One of their batters comes up. So this argument's happening in between games as well, because Chris is concerned, and we know the team we're playing. The team we play in the championship, we played earlier this season, but with a few additions, Steve. A few additions you may remember from such highlights last year as the guy hitting home runs and then looking down his telescope.
Yeah.
So they weren't on this team earlier this year, but they added. Okay.
All right.
And they're wearing.
Hey, that's fair, because we had a couple guys on our team that didn't play all year.
We didn't add people wearing their not minor league, but their traveling softball jerseys.
Right. Yeah.
The West Michigan Storm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We didn't add those people. So I point that out a couple times. So one of the batters comes up and just hits a bullet through the infield. And I point in the dirt to the umpire on the swing. I go, he's out of the box. And now the umpire at that point, I'm sure had heard it enough that he was done with it. No, he wasn't. I walk up. There's a footprint with 3 inches out of the batter's box. And I go, look it. It's right here. He's going to get killed on the pitcher's mound. These people don't care. They're just trying to hit it as hard as they can.
Sure.
Nope. I go, well, then you need to find out the rule. Does this whole foot need to be out? The majority of the foot? Is it just up to you when you feel like it? Because I said, these fields are small, and these are grown men walking into a softball wearing their traveling softball jerseys. Like, I'm more worried about him than the game at this point. I say, if he gets
45 feet away.
Yeah. So if he gets hit in the shin again, we're done. I'm not doing this anymore. It hurts. Mm-hmm. Nothing gets called for it, though. Nothing. So, I mean, this is the type of team where one of these players, recruits I should call them, he hits a fly ball, he doesn't even leave the batter's box. Because if it's not a home run, he doesn't care.
Right.
It's that type of team. And that's what came back to bite them, Steve, as we slowly build up 2-run lead, 4-run lead, 6-run lead. Next thing you know, it's 13-4 in the 5th inning, and we're up. And in the world's biggest upset, the town drunk, the overgrown buffoon of Team Remax, that of drunken lore, our friend Rusty, takes a walk.
I thought you were going to say he hit one out.
Oh, God, no. He
ended the game.
Hasn't done that in a year and a half. He takes a walk, which, again, honestly, less likely than a home run.
Yeah, pretty.
Rusty does not do that.
Yep.
Guess who's up after Rusty? The local hero, the comeback kid, retired manager, current player.
They call him Mr. Achilles.
Me. And I hit a ground ball out, and I advanced Rusty.
All right. So Rusty's now on second. Okay.
I'm advancing the runner. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do.
You know?
Next batter up, fly ball, not deep enough.
Not deep enough. Okay.
Rusty tags.
Rusty's still on second. Oh, Rusty tags.
Makes it to third. 2 outs.
Slide?
2 outs. No slide.
No slide.
Rusty's not sliding.
I don't blame him.
Tyler. Famed Tyler. Now, Tyler was recruited as a power hitter, home run hitter, and he's hit a few home runs. He's had some struggles when he doesn't hit a home run, some foul ball issues, some infield fly issues.
Tyler has the stance, like the batting stance, when you look at him and you think, oh, God, this is going to fly for miles.
I'd walk him. I'd get out of the way.
Even if I had never watched him play before, based on his size and his stance, he looks like if he all he has to do is connect, and it's gone.
Yeah. Tyler up to bat.
All right, so Rusty's on third, 2 outs. Tyler at the plate.
Hits a looper. Fly ball-ish. Left fielder. Full extension. Ball bounces on the ground in front of the glove. Rusty walks home for the game mercying run for the championship. We mob the field.
Who got carried off? Anyone get carried off?
Tyler was too big. Rusty was too big. Nobody. In the saddest celebration ever, everybody just dispersed.
So everybody probably ran on the field, but then didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
And so like after a high five or two, it was like, oh, okay.
Everybody, the guy from the township slapped a bag of T-shirts down, said, "Here's shirts."
No trophy?
We all pick through our T-shirts and hand them out, and you got yours
the trophy.
coming.
So
I'm sitting there waiting.
Who's got the trophy?
I'm waiting because
when's my day with the trophy?
Because in my mind, what happened last year is you came in. What did we get? Third,
second, I think.
And they gave you a stupid trophy.
We had a little, 8-inch tall trophy.
We got shirts, and they walked away.
Did you track him down and say, "Where's our trophy"?
So I'm sitting there because I know what happened last year, and what happened last year was an affront to the softball team. And, being a teammate in general. And that was the team photo.
Yeah, it's great
without
memory.
the manager and the person who put the damn team together.
Man, when I think back to all the great times from last season, perhaps the greatest memory that I'll have is being surrounded by true friends. Because everyone that was there was a friend, and no one that was there is a friend. So basically, those people that I surrounded myself with are the only people in the world that I care about.
Yeah, and I wasn't there. So they gave you they gave you a second place trophy because that's what we need to do nowadays, apparently. Coddle all you idiots.
Pretty sure there have always been second place trophies.
Great. Enjoy your stupid silver plaque. Nobody wants it.
So
this year I'm out for blood. I know you're not there. I want a team photo. We'd already replaced you at second base. We'd replaced you at the two-hole nine.
Who played second?
Oh, your new replacement.
New guy?
Jake.
Jake?
You haven't heard of him?
Jake took
He's
my
our
spot.
new second baseman.
Oh, Jake, I want my microphone back, and I want my mixer back.
You should have seen the plays, Steve. He's dancing out there.
Did he make any plays?
Compared to what he did the week before in right field, where I yelled at him for doing pirouettes like a figure skater, they worked. This guy's dancing on ground balls, flipping double plays, making crossbody
no
throws
double
to
plays
first,
returned.
making throws to second, and then not getting the double play.
There we go. That sounds about right.
He's going crossbody to second base after he's going to go to first.
Nice.
Stupendous play at second to where we decided it must have been before he took the field in the first game that we had a new second baseman.
So, based on no empirical data, I've been replaced.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it seems like it probably worked out where you made the right decision.
Well, we won the
but
championship.
Still, I mean,
yeah,
it's a little insulting that you'd make the choice that early.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, I got to live with it. Yeah. It's okay. I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of how you handled yourselves. Mm-hmm. Seems like I missed 2 very exciting games. Extremely proud of the fact that you mercied 2 teams. So basically, we're the greatest team ever. I mean, at Dynasty, some people have been saying Dynasty.
Well, even the Warriors had that 1 second place finish where they lost to the Cavaliers, blowing a 3-1 lead. So this is that last year was our Warriors-Cavs series. So now from here, I think it's more Warriors than Cavs. Yeah. So we need to start getting you going. You want to learn catcher or like first base?
Oh, I'd play first base.
Yeah, you're too short. We're going to have to look elsewhere. How's catcher?
I can jump pretty high, though.
Okay. How's catcher sound to you?
Where are you going to go?
Steve, I mean,
isn't that your spot?
Is there a better way to walk into the sunset?
So you're done?
Than the championship.
You're not playing fall ball.
Let's get real. I win a championship. I'm looking for a team photo. Kevin's on his way to the delivery room.
Yeah, but what happened?
I think Brandon died.
So nobody was interested in a team photo?
There's 3 people left. It's me and Rusty and Scott. And Rusty feels so bad because he knew I wanted a team picture. He's like, well, we can take it with the 3 of us.
And just Photoshop everyone else in it. Just take the picture from last year and stick a T-shirt in someone's...
No, man, it's cool. It's just the last time Jake will be on the same team as Kevin because Kevin's not playing in the fall.
Kevin's not playing at all? I thought I saw him say that he might be able to play.
He might try to fill in if he can, but I'm not going to count on it with a newborn.
Sure.
But no, it's fine. We didn't need a photo, or I didn't want to be in the photo, and we just won a championship. But hey, thank God we've got that second place photo. And
we all got our fill last year of photos with people that we like. Important people,
the team,
the friendships,
the heart,
the brotherhood.
Yeah,
not being held down by some loser with a gimp leg,
by some idiot with a clipboard with ideas,
balding.
This hypothetical, right?
With this hypothetical person,
who was holding you down,
it was holding us down with a torn Achilles. Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a real person.
Balding, virgin, rough, overweight, bad bum-footed idiot,
slow, slouch.
I'll say this: I had to have a real conversation with Jake in the dugout. I had to pull myself at Chris's recommendation. Thank God he said something because I wasn't even thinking about it. I get to first base. I get erased on a grounder to second.
So were you still doing double or nothing?
No, not for the championship.
Decided to rein it in.
Yeah,
probably a smart move.
And I get erased at second base. I'm walking off, and Chris notices. He goes, "Hey, are you okay? Do you want to pull for a runner?" I said, "You know what? That's actually a pretty darn good idea." And I don't know if it was because I don't think I was slower than normal, but man, I was grimacing again, Steve. Second week in a row, I destroyed my shins.
Shin splints. Oh,
it's
that's right.
running.
I forgot to teach you how to run in the last.
Yeah, thanks for Chicago. Hope you enjoyed your Korean barbecue, you idiot. I'm sitting out here. My shins are on fire. And again, almost the exact same pattern as 3 weeks ago when I played. The running's not that far. I'm going from home to first, and then first to second or third, whatever. Yeah. And I'm catching. So I'm not like running in the outfield. It hurts so bad in the middle innings. I'm talking to Jake, who's going to be a voodoo netcracker oil salesman. Yeah, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't even know what a spine is. And I'm asking him about my legs. That's how much pain I'm in that I'm willing to deal with that yahoo and ask him what he thinks.
Okay.
And he gave me recommendation. He goes, I've noticed like when you run, your steps are really short. Try to elongate your stride. I don't know if it's an impact thing or times of impact.
I would say based on the amount of running that I've done, it's usually an impact thing.
Just reducing the amount of impact.
Yeah, it sounds obvious, but be lighter on your feet.
Right. So I am now going to try to run like a gazelle in the African desert.
Long stride.
Just right out of the box. I'm not going to build up.
No, you're just going to you're basically going to jump out
I'm
of the box.
I'm going to lunge walk until I can get to full speed
on
my way to first base. So exact same setup as 3 weeks ago. Thursday night hurt, but I knew I took some ibuprofen. Friday night thought I took some. Turns out I wake up at 3 a.m, have to go lay elsewhere and stretch because my calves hurt so bad they wake me up in the middle of my shins in the middle of the night.
That's the burn of a champion, though.
I mean, it was the saddest champion's burn of all time because I don't even have any photographic evidence to remember it by.
Not even a trophy.
Not even a trophy. I've got the world's cheapest burgundy T-shirt.
Burgundy?
It's burgundy.
Now, have we decided, are we going to wear those as our uniforms for the fall league?
You have to decide that with your team.
Kind of intimidate the other teams?
Right, like those guys did with us when their traveling team jerseys.
Right, yeah.
You have to decide that with your team, Steve.
So once again, you are feigning that you are quitting the team.
I walked off with 2 people into the sunset because the rest of the team had to go.
Once again, you're going to do
I was carried to my car. My wife didn't even make the trip. So it's me, Scott, who played this year only, great player, awesome guy, and Rusty, who is, at this point, my best friend on the planet because he's the only one willing to take a picture with me.
So once again,
sunset.
You will act as though you're not going to be at the game until one person says, "Oh man, you got to show up."
Just need that person.
Mainly because we need another body.
Yeah, just need that person to chime in.
Yeah,
whenever. Rusty,
yeah. Please,
Scott,
Kyle. Please play softball with us.
Chris, somebody, just send me those messages. Somebody pick me up.
We would miss you. You are the best.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. Okay. So see you in
you will
weeks.
not see me.
Oh no, that's right. You're going to be out the first 2 games.
So we start the day you're hearing this.
You're missing a third of the season.
And don't feel bad about this one. Missing 2 8-15 games.
Oh boy. Now should we talk about what you're missing it for?
Yeah, I'm going out of state.
Where are you going?
We discussed this last week. I'm going to the other state, man.
I feel like we need a musical interlude.
Oh, it's plugged in. Oh, you got some practice on that?
Wait.
Kick drum. I'll tell you what. Here's the deal breaker to me learning that thing in 6 hours. If I have to learn that pedal...
Right, which before we started recording, we both questioned, what's that thing? Is that seriously a kick drum?
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Is that what it is? It'd be our own band?
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful. So, yeah, I will be missing the first 2 weeks of the fall season. Hey, Chris, that's probably just getting to you now because you were one that screamed off the softball field pre-picture, post-game this past week.
Oh, no.
So I don't think he heard. Yeah, I'll be missing the first 2 games. Bummer. But apparently nowadays, Steve, if you're going to have a child, you're supposed to undergo 9 hours of like childbirth classes.
Okay, so this is like the Don't accidentally put your baby in the dishwasher.
That's what I'm assuming, but
Yeah.
my fear is that it's going to be like what the implications used to be, where it's, here's a video of a childbirth. And it's like, watch this. I don't need to be tortured while I'm going through this.
Nope.
Like, just get it over. And plus, who's the woman who agreed to that? They get paid for that?
I would think so. You probably made $100 off of it, right?
Is that worth it? You're having this moment with your family, your first child, you and your partner. You just want to embrace, and there's a 1988 over-the-shoulder camera zoomed in on the doctor's hands.
No, nobody wants to see that.
Ugh. So yeah.
So you guys aren't doing the video of the birth?
No, God no.
Okay.
Unless she has a different idea. 3 weeks, 3 hours apiece. Signed up through the hospital, so I don't know if it's going to be it's probably all encompassing. Maybe like some CPR stuff.
Is this like Lamaze stuff? Like,
I don't think so. I think even that's separate. I don't think that's a part of it. I hope. I don't want to go through that. I don't even know how to breathe. I need to know how to run.
Yeah,
that's more important.
Exactly. I mean, much more important. Much more important.
So yeah, I will be missing. I don't know what goes on during these, and I had a couple people on our teams. No, you don't need that. Just they raise themselves and learn as you go. And
They raise themselves.
That was a direct
I wouldn't
quote.
trust the idiots on our team.
That was a direct quote from the town idiot, Rusty.
Oh, of course. That dope. I feel bad every time I say that.
So I can't wait to fill you in on what's involved in this 3 hours
Boy, can I not wait to hear.
of childbirth classes. I don't know if it's just childbirth. Is it child raising? Is it, are they going to tell you?
I would bet it's probably the early stages, the birth. Like, here's what's going to happen. And
Yeah. I really am anticipating it's going to be stuff like, hey, you dummy, just so you know, they can't sleep with sheets and a pillow.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah,
and
don't let them swim yet.
Yeah, and no, they can't take a bath, and they shouldn't ride the vacuum cleaner.
Probably not.
Or the lawnmower.
Nope. Bad idea, too.
Don't let the dog carry him around.
Nah, yeah, very bad. Very bad.
Don't enter him into a triathlon.
Nope. Probably a bad idea.
I'm looking forward to it. At least until hour 2.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Where I realize there's 8 hours to go.
I bet the first one you're going to be like, you'll leave there and think like, all right, pretty much got it all.
Yeah.
And then realize that you have to go back.
Because a lot of it is from what, my understanding. Again, this is my first child. You learn as you go type of thing. You're not going to know everything. Now, granted, I would love to know warning signs of, hey, this crying or this rash might be indicative of something else. So that's probably useful knowledge.
Very useful.
But I don't need you to tell me to, don't lay him in the back seat while I drive to the grocery store.
Yeah. Where's baby?
But yeah, that's that. I'm going out of state.
Going out of state.
To the next state.
Before we get to, because I'm assuming we're at about the time we're going to do the Fast Five.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed somebody posted just moments ago in the local Watchdog page.
Oh, we haven't given an update on the local watchdogs in a while.
This is not it's not a complaining post. Nothing like that.
Is it something we can make fun of?
It's something we can take part in.
Oh, brother. Okay, so it's a podcast festival.
A young man just posted a video or a picture of himself.
Mm-hmm. Does he need a podcast to sit in on, or?
He's sitting in front of a piano. Apparently, there are dueling pianos at one of the local parks tonight.
Tonight?
I think we throw that thing in the back of the car.
That's my... Yeah.
Head over there, set up a third dueling piano.
Like a side gig.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Why don't you give us a little...
so the two people...
Give us a little taste of what you're bringing to the table for the big competition. Yeah. The big dueling piano
So we've got,
fest.
These two idiots who can't afford to get a bar. They're sitting in a public park.
Yeah.
And hey, you bunch of jerks. This is how it's done. I sit down on the bench. I flip my
your coattails out.
And I sit down and close the eyes like Ray Charles.
Uh-huh.
Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yeah, there it is. And of course, you have to end it with the swipe down the.
And then I stand up. Thank you, public park.
Did you hit the kick drum at all?
No.
Oh, okay. Get over there and. I think you have to play keys while you're hitting it. I don't think
Okay, so this is without a kick drum.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's quite a bit different.
Oh, I'm terrible. I can't figure out the coordination.
I can barely run to first base, and you expect me to use a kick drum?
All right, are we gonna get into the Fast Five now?
Boy, that's beautiful. Come watch Dueling Pianos at the park from 6 to 8. Oh, it's tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow, even better.
So we've got time to plan.
Yeah, we have prep time. Perfect.
Bring your kids, bring your parents. It would be a great time for anyone unless you don't care for music. Well, I don't.
All right.
All
We'll
right.
be there
All right,
local
Dan.
park. Join us there tomorrow. See Kyle play
I'm
his
excited.
inaugural performance.
I'm going to comment right now. Hang on one second. Can I bring my own piano and to duel you both?
All right. Join us there tomorrow.
Fast five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I feel like it might be my turn
Sure.
to go first, but I'm not 100% positive.
Why not?
Yeah, okay. Oh, look at that. I do have 5 on there. Okay, number 1, Space Force.
Yeah, I can't wait to see where that money's coming from.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what
Super efficient.
it's all about. Next, Kanye on Jimmy Kimmel.
Why are we still giving this guy public time? I mean, he's proven himself to be kind of a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Being generous, calling him a loose cannon.
Yeah. Number 3, Ruby Rose / Batwoman.
What is wrong with the internet? This is the third instance in a month or 2 months. Just asinine.
Yeah.
Absolutely unacceptable.
Next, the new Deflategate.
I don't think I've heard this.
You didn't hear?
New Deflate game. No. Oh, boy. Is it still the Patriots?
No.
Damn.
It's not.
I love
Not
hating the Patriots.
Yeah, me too.
Like a nice pastime, you know?
You know what the best part about hating the Patriots is remembering back like 6 months to when the Eagles beat them in the Super Bowl.
Has to feel good, right?
That was really nice.
I mean, for me, it's dating back to like the helmet catch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The catch.
Everybody's got their favorite hating the Patriots moment.
And finally, I feel like this might have been on one of our Fast Fives recently, but I'm not sure. Alex Jones. Have we talked about that really that much?
I don't know. I don't know if we talked about him. It may have been on the Fast Five. Yeah.
Alex Jones basically been banned from like every social media at this point,
Except for Twitter. Yeah, Twitter
And now
essentially
they're-
made a statement saying, we're going to tolerate him. You have to just dispel his rumors and gossip pounding. That's your job. That's what the CEO of Twitter said.
They're in a terrible spot. I mean, all of the social media platforms
Sure.
are. Because, yeah, you want to offer everybody freedom of speech, and obviously I know it's not a freedom of speech issue, but you don't want to be the guy that's censoring the guy.
Right. It's a bad look, but I think...
Sure, because you have half the people want him banned, half the people want him to be able to be on there. So no matter what your decision, half the people are going to hate you.
I feel like you're always going to do yourself a bit of a better service than disservice by not associating with somebody spouting about children being murdered being fake and things of that ilk, which is a bad look in general. I could see the argument, but I don't know that free speech should fully entail hate speech, which I think is what the argument is, why they're banning him.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be like the NRA. That one law in New York is supposedly crippling the NRA that we talked about last week. I'd guess financially, these videos being removed from YouTube for Alex Jones, it's going to be a problem for his income because
I'd imagine it was a huge source of income.
he relies on that.
You get millions of views. You're starting to make money. You're not making millions of dollars off of it, but I would imagine that was a fairly significant amount of money.
And he's relying on that and his fake supplements. That's his main source of income.
Yeah. Does he sell like the end of the world bunker supplies too?
Yeah, he still does that. They did a nice special on that, and the doctor that he trots out claiming his supplements are good on John Oliver.
I met a prepper recently.
Did you really?
Yeah, somebody who they said that they have 6 weeks of supplies.
Okay.
They have
bunker?
Not a bunker, but they have like a bug out property. Like they own they own their regular house, but then they have a small piece of property that's kind of like up in the mountains. I think it's about an hour from where they live.
Should we be doing something like that? Should we be worried enough to do that?
I was talking to him about it because I don't. Now this is somebody who I don't know that well, but I know well enough to know that they're a completely rational, sane person.
Sure.
But he said they have enough food, water, and guns and ammo for like 6 weeks. I mean, they're obviously food and water for 6 weeks, and he said, he's like, we got enough weapons to put up a hell of a fight. And it was interesting talking to him because, like I said, I think he's a totally sane, normal person. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, what's the most likely scenario for you? And he said that it's some kind of hack where the banks collapse, or some kind of hack where the electrical grid is disrupted.
Yeah.
And he's like, when people don't have food, if people can't like pay for something, or if the electricity's out for an extended period of time and food starts to go bad, people are going to get pretty crazy. And it's weird because I found myself saying like, you're pretty right. I mean,
if that happens, which I think, a hack on that scale is more possible than we probably think.
Yeah.
I mean, even just general data breaches. You see Target, it's like, what, a couple million, was it? Yeah. Or hundreds of thousands? That's still a lot of people.
Well, that was like the... wasn't that basically the plot to season 1 of Mr. Robot?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about shutting down Evil Corp or whatever it was called.
Yeah, shutting down a hack to be able to shut down the power grid or something.
Yeah.
But, oof, that's crazy, though.
Boy, there's so much going on. Can you imagine being concerned about everything going on and then thinking to yourself, I gotta stock up.
Yeah, because I
have freeze-dried food, and
I don't even think we have enough in this house for dinner tonight. I'd be so dead so fast.
You'd be one of those guys getting shanked in the grocery store for a loaf of bread.
Yeah. For like Totino's pizza rolls.
Yeah, you'd be buying like the least logical things ever, like canned vegetables and fruit. You'd be in the frozen aisle.
You'd be buying ice cream.
You'd be buying all of the
just eat fast. Got to back on the calories.
All the popsicles you can find, and then you're buying perishable bread that's like expired, but you're still looking through like the day old area.
Yeah,
like ooh, clearance.
I
get these donuts.
I gotta be thrifty. Don't want to go too crazy. So okay, Alex Jones. Hopefully he survives.
Oh boy, I'm nervous. I'm worried for him.
Just have to up the sales of his end of the world bucket supplies. Before that, the new Deflategate. I'm surprised you didn't hear about this.
No, nothing I've heard referred to as that.
Yeah, apparently last week, the Thursday night game between the Steelers and the Eagles. Apparently, after the game, they realized that one of the footballs was like massively under-deflated.
Oh, really?
Underinflated.
Preseason game?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
It'll never be referenced. It'll never make mainstream because who cares?
Yeah. Apparently, the quarterback Mason Rudolph told his side of the story. Actually, let's listen to it. See what he says.
Did you realize you had a defective football out there?
I did. I got the ball at the snap, and it was completely flat. To where it wasn't, would not have been an advantage. Mm-hmm. So that was the weirdest thing. And then they took it out or whatever. But kind of a freak deal.
How many plays was it in? Do you know?
One play. I threw the ball down on the sideline of Damone, on the right sideline, kind of on a go route. It was one of those balls that's in your grandfather's garage for 2 years, and it's you never thrown it. It's completely flat, so it was a bad deal. So
when was that? What part of the game?
Well, that was third quarter.
Okay. Well, there we go. This is big news.
Claire, they got that interview behind all of the trucks backing up to leave the stadium that day.
Good that they set up the press right next to the loading dock.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever be addressed or come up again. I mean, good for him for being forthcoming, being like, yeah, that was a bit of a I noticed it immediately. I threw the ball out after a play. I didn't like it, and it wasn't a benefit.
All right. Okay, well, before that, we had Ruby Rose / Batwoman. She's going to be playing... I didn't know... Who's Batwoman? I've never heard of Batwoman.
Well, you've heard of Batman?
Yeah.
She's the woman version.
Well, I've heard of... Wasn't there a Batgirl?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that... I never knew that there was a Batwoman.
All right, well, let me
lay
it out for you.
Say it to me again.
So Batman is
Yeah.
obviously Bruce Wayne, and he's the Batman at night. The Dark Knight, a lot of people call him.
Sure, yeah.
Batgirl is a girl.
The daughter of Batman?
She's a girl.
Daughter of Batman.
Who also dresses up like a bat.
Batman's daughter.
Batwoman.
Batman's
is an
wife.
Older version of Batgirl.
So Batwife.
Not to be confused with Catwoman.
Oh, I forgot about Catwoman. Now, what's her deal?
And also not to be confused with Supergirl or Superwoman.
What about Superbat? Or Cat...
Now, you're thinking of the Jonah Hill film. You're getting
Superbat.
You're getting confused. Okay. Yeah. I don't know anything about, honestly, her backstory.
All I know is she's going
funny.
to play Batwoman.
Yeah, so Ruby Rose playing Batwoman in the DC series.
Was that a character... has that character always been around? Batwoman?
They killed her off, I want to say, a lot of years ago. Brought her back as a fully new character, as a lesbian...
crime fighter?
Yeah, I guess. And that was kind of her identity.
Okay.
So they cast Ruby Rose, who is
weird to identify the character based on their sexual...
Well, they just wanted to diversify. So just like Spider-Man.
Not only does she fight crime, she likes girls, too.
So just like, all the comic companies have done it over the years where they add, hey, we're trying to diversify, so... Hey, first, our African-American superhero back in the day. First, female Arab woman, now Miss Marvel, all these things. And so that was part of her identity when they brought the character back. So this has caused, because comic book fandom is the worst, caused quite a backlash to the point where Ruby Rose quit Twitter.
Yeah. Well done. Well done, people.
Yeah. Second time.
Look what you did.
This is literally a casting notice.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been a single piece of ink about how what the show's going to look like, sound like, be written like. But you're so upset that a woman that you don't know, but who is a fair actress. She's in large movies. She was in Orange is the New Black.
She was great in that. She was phenomenal in it.
Is being driven off social media because you're so mad it wasn't, Sarah Michelle Gellar? Like, what do you need? What's going to make these internet mobs happy? It's asinine.
Yeah.
But it happened with the female from Kelly Marie Tran from Star Wars. Played a character named Rose, deleted all of her Instagram, everything off social media because the internet hated her so much. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say that. Small sections of Star Wars idiots.
Yeah, a vocal minority.
Hated her so much, she deleted her social media. Think about that.
Yeah. Good job.
Stupid.
Before that, we had Kanye West on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, I just giving him the time of day at this point is a joke.
I really enjoyed watching it.
I didn't see it. I know.
I liked watching him. Kimmel ask a very fair question, so... You can't say, it was a gotcha question or anything like that. It was a very fair question. Kanye West famously said after Hurricane Katrina, George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Yeah.
So Kimmel basically said, you famously said George Bush doesn't care about black people. What makes you think that Donald Trump does?
Mm-hmm.
Silence. Just sat there like 5 seconds. Didn't say anything. And then Kimmel said... Well, why don't we go to break? And then they went to a commercial break.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, come on, man. You're so quick. Like, if there's one thing that guy is really good at, it's being able to talk. He doesn't make a lot of sense most of the time.
Right.
But you'd think he'd at least just start talking about something. Say anything, man. You look like an idiot.
I feel like he just enjoys being a magnet for that controversy,
yeah, he does.
though.
I mean, I think Kanye is a whole lot smarter than most people give him credit for.
Okay.
And I think he's smart enough to know that, something like that, he's going to go viral because of it.
Right.
And if you go viral because of it, look, it's not going to make the people that love you now hate you, and it's not going to make the people that hate you love you. All it means is that his name is out there again. His name is front page again. People are talking about Kanye. And that's probably... People talking about Kanye is good for Kanye.
Yeah, that's
good business.
For him, I feel like he falls into the camp of all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
Because it always happens to come around the time he's got his new
album,
EP
his new shoes,
coming out on Tidal or whatever. Ugh.
All right, and before that we had Space Force. The Space Force.
Exciting time, Steve. We're all signing up. We're going to go defend the stars.
What exactly is the Space Force?
Can we sponsor a ship?
Like this podcast, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Like a Space Force ship.
I don't see why not.
We, get a little patch on one of their uniforms.
Like our faces.
Right?
I don't see why we couldn't.
There's no way this ever comes to fruition. None.
So this is going to be like a branch of the military.
Mm-hmm. The 6th branch.
But it's taken from other branches, so I'm assuming heavily from the Air Force, and, the Army.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not so much the Navy. They're dealing with water. There we go. We already got the water force.
Are we going to fight the dark side of the moon?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if there's a fight there, we're going.
Yeah, we'll be the first ones on scene.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss. Honestly.
This is the stupidest thing.
This is such a waste of money. It's unbelievable.
It makes me sad. It makes me really sad. Someone defend Space Force.
Explain it. I don't even need you to defend. Just tell me what we're doing. Is it just a replacement for NASA? So we're not exploring, we're defending now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there have been a lot of threats coming from space.
Constant.
Yeah.
Constant.
Idiot.
What a waste.
Fast 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Boy, let me open that quick. Omarosa.
I'm very torn on her.
Yeah. Quite a dichotomy in the news cycle.
I'm going to say good for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
The SeaTac hijacking.
Boy, that is really scary. But I got to admit, he did a pretty sweet loop-de-loop.
He died.
Well, yeah, but before he died, did a freaking loop-de-loop and a barrel roll in a commercial airliner.
Roller coasters. Done a big loop-de-loop there.
Yeah.
He died. He's dead.
Well, he hijacked a plane, so don't really feel bad for him.
Yeah. Laura Ingraham.
I don't know. I don't know enough about Laura Ingraham.
Yeah, she's in the news again. Can't seem to keep her foot removed from her mouth long enough to keep advertisers. So that's a pretty bad look for her again this week. Hard Knocks.
I haven't watched it yet. I gotta watch.
Come on,
episode 1 tonight.
I hope
I've only missed one, right?
Yeah, I hope you come away thinking the same idiot things that I did.
Okay, I've seen one clip so far of I think it was one of the wide receivers giving the other guys like a motivational pep talk.
Yeah, well, motivational being stop acting like you're hurt, you bunch of pansies.
Which sure, I'm on board with. Yeah, if you're acting like you're hurt, like unless you're in a cast. Oh no, I shouldn't say that. That's stupid. But yeah, I mean you're getting paid millions of dollars.
Sure,
you can play with a little bump.
Yep. Lastly, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. That's news breaking today, Steve.
What happened?
Former WWE wrestler, tag team champion, member of the Hart Foundation, most notably with Bret Hart, passed away this morning at his home.
No.
Sad, man. That's part of the 80s.
Sad.
Part of the 80s and wrestling coming up for a lot of people our generation.
Well, you know what they say about wrestlers?
No. Why would I?
They all die.
No. Jesus. Why do you do that?
What?
I mean, a man just passed away.
Well,
circumstances aren't even known.
Well, I mean, they all die. Everyone does.
Sure. In the walk of life, Steve, put that on one of those, stupid things you slap on a wall.
Like the wooden.
Yeah.
Right next to Live, Laugh, Love.
Yeah. It's, you know what happens to wrestlers? They all die.
They all die.
God, man. You did that before. It's like you have a beef with wrestlers. You did that with Big Van Vader.
It's because I didn't know who he was.
For that, Hard Knocks, the Cleveland Browns in the spotlight this year. You're catching up tonight, watching Week 1.
So I'm assuming that the first episode is going to revolve a lot around any off-season acquisitions, changes that were made, hot up-and-coming QB Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, okay. Baker Mayfield's the biggest, the central point.
He's kind of a bro, right?
Yeah,
okay.
He's a little cocky, little bro. I like the kid. I hope he does well there.
Does it seem like he's got the team? Like they...
Sure.
All right.
You didn't see enough to judge that. He's not going to be the starting quarterback. I hope you're left...
Not? I thought he was.
He won't be this year. No. I hope you're left with the same lasting impression as me, Steve. And that is, their head coach is the dumbest man to ever be on a football field at any time ever.
All right. That's
Hugh
bad.
Jackson is so dumb.
All right.
And I say that about an episode that heavily centered around him having some family strife. And I'm still comfortable saying he's really dumb.
So what is your prediction for Cleveland Browns this year?
4 wins.
4 wins.
Yeah.
4 more than they had last year.
Yeah, because you literally can't get worse than their last 2 years. 1-31 in the last 2 years.
It's not good.
Added a ton of players, a ton of draft picks. 4? Question mark? For that, Laura Ingraham, the Fox News television host, had some comments last week about this isn't the America we once knew, and then essentially laid out that the diversity is not what we signed up for in a lot of these areas, implying immigration, but hey, legal and illegal is not kosher with her.
Okay. So she wants no immigrants at all?
More white, less brown is essentially what we're getting at.
Yeah, that's our problem.
So
I'm glad that she identified it so easily.
Yeah, no, this is the second time in a few months. I mean, this is a woman who there's tweets being discovered now from her in interviews from 10, 12 years ago after I guess she was diagnosed with cancer and said that, from now on my life is looking on the positive outlook of things. Who in the last 6 months attacked a school shooting survivor and now claimed that immigration is changing the the demographics have shifted, I believe were some of her exact words, to the point where what she didn't sign up for.
Okay, well, she can go.
I mean,
go to your utopia where it's just white people and everyone thinks the same way as you.
That's as
if you can find that place.
Yeah.
Good for you.
That's as racist as you can get without directly saying, I don't like people of color.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, it's you are saying it.
Yeah, you're saying it in different words.
Yeah.
For that, the SeaTac hijacking. So this is one man who worked for the airline.
Yeah, he worked for the tow crew, the ones who they hook up the little tow truck and they transfer them between gates or whatever from maybe from a hangar to where they're, whatever the destination is. Seems like by all accounts he just got a wild hair on Friday and said,
jumped in,
I'm gonna take this thing for a spin.
And he did.
That's insane.
He just got up up in the sky to the point where the government had to scramble F-15 fighters because they don't know the intentions of these.
The video is insane, man.
It's
to watch that. Have
scary.
you watched the videos of him doing a flip, doing a barrel roll? It looked like he was going to crash. He probably, because he came out of that loop, and it looked like he wasn't going to pull up in time, and couldn't have been more than a couple 100 feet off the water, if that. And the only reason I'm basing that is, when he came around, I was thinking, okay, well, if you can see the water get, disrupted, then he's really close, but you couldn't see that. But, I mean, the cockpit recording, it's just haunting. The guy,
Yeah, saying like, I just got a couple screws loose.
But I didn't know that until right now.
Right.
So, man, it's crazy. But he eventually crashed the plane on what looked like an uninhabited island. Like It didn't look like there was any houses or anything, which is good. So he's the only one that died, but family obviously completely distraught, confused, wondering what happened.
Wife,
he was normal.
Parents, all alive, have no explanation for what happened. And he was telling the air traffic controller, I'm just going to try this loop and then I'll set her down. I think that's all I want to do. And then I don't know if he crashed intentionally or just doesn't know how to land a commercial airliner. Who knows?
Well, if he was trying to land on that island, it was probably a bad idea because it seemed like a lot of trees.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Bad spot to land. If there's one thing I know about flying airplanes,
want to avoid the tree?
They do not land in trees very well.
I don't know that I'd heard that. I heard that they're soft. I've seen a lot of movies.
It's true.
Slows them down,
Yeah, it's basically like pillows.
Clouds? Pillows?
Yeah.
Before that, and for Omarosa in the news, released her book called Unhinged about her time in the White House, which, boy, hard to believe. A woman famous because of The Celebrity Apprentice didn't do things honorably and up to what our president thought was going to be fair to him.
Yeah. She also played the audio that she recorded when she was
being fired,
being let go. Doesn't sound so great.
Claims that there were threats in the firing, and also that she thinks she was fired because she was close to getting the tapes of Donald Trump using a racial slur on The Apprentice.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows if those exist? Tom Arnold's got a freaking mini-series looking for that.
They're going to find it. If it's there, someone's going to leak it.
Here's the thing. I mean, if it's there,
what's going to happen?
Nothing.
Because there were the Billy Bush tapes.
Yeah.
Like 3 weeks before the election, 2 weeks before the election. It did nothing.
If those tapes existed, wouldn't they have leaked by now?
I don't think so.
It's so hard to keep.
Well, it's just like the Russian tapes. The tapes that are supposedly out there of that. I think we'll see it eventually.
Man. It's just, what's the saying, about Clinton and Lewinsky? Two people knew about it.
Two people knew about it. Yeah.
So it makes it a little harder to believe that all of it is true, but I want it to be true.
Yeah, me
just
too.
Because at this point, I'm kind of craving the massive blow up of political scandal and
everything's already stupid as it is. Why not make it even worse?
Let's throw it all into a fire, man. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah,
that's it.
That was it, huh?
It's the Fast Five.
Do you want to maybe play us?
You want to be played out?
I'll play a little bit of pulse rock, but you can also tickle the ivories if you want.
Get us on the way out. You may want to pot it down. I don't want to step over.
Oh yeah, definitely. Come on, man.
I think that's what ruins it. I can't play as well without my piano dead.
So tomorrow's a big day for the podcast. We're going to hear back from our buddy Joe at the Billboard Company. Can't wait to hear from him. In the meantime, you can download, subscribe, and review the show on iTunes, the Apple Podcast app.
Keys enough.
Yeah. Use the black keys.
Forget them,
Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, YouTube, Libsyn, SteveandKyle.com. On Twitter, @StephenKyle, Facebook.com/StephenKyle. You got any last-minute messages you want to say? Oh, man. You are just jamming over there. All right, enough of that. Because, quite frankly, it sounds terrible.
It did?
I think it was just the levels or something. Yeah, the levels weren't...
We're going to check this mixer out, man, because I was going to work over there.
All right, we will talk to you next week. We'll have some info about the Billboard. Hopefully have...
have you checked yet?
Hopefully have some dates. Hopefully have some monetary figures.
Oh.
Talk to you then. See ya.
This bracket season, FanDuel is letting you make the call. Because right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's 200 extra bucks to bet on everything from clutch shots to last-second heartbreaks, and even who's cutting down the nets. If you've been waiting to join, there's no better time. There's tourney action almost every day, and FanDuel has amazing bet types like spreads, totals, game props, and so much more. So visit FanDuel.com/betbig and get in on the college hoops action all tourney long. National. Must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in D.C. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877.
This podcast is supported by Talkspace.
When my husband came home from his military deployment, readjusting was hard for all of us. Thankfully, I found Talkspace.
Talkspace provides professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatric providers online. Military members, veterans, and their dependents ages 13 and older can get fast access to providers, all from the privacy of their computers or smartphones.
I just answered a few questions online, and Talkspace matched me with a therapist. We meet when it's convenient for me, and I can message her anytime. It was so easy to set up, and they accept TRICARE. Therapy was going so well, my husband and I started seeing a couples therapist through Talkspace too.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, including TRICARE. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com/military. Go to Talkspace.com/military to get started today. That's Talkspace.com/military.
Why do more than 10,000 companies, including over 60% of the Fortune 500, rely on Databricks to power their data and AI strategy? Because only Databricks offers a scalable, open platform that unifies all your data, analytics, and AI in one place. Our data intelligence platform simplifies and speeds everything from data ingestion and governance to machine learning and Gen AI. Learn more at Databricks.com.